we're gonna bake today. Hello guys, welcome back to Liv's Little Moments. Today we're gonna be making chocolate chip banana protein muffins or chocolate chip banana protein bites because I don't use the liner. Why are we making it? Because I've been craving this for a while and I don't know if you guys noticed.
Wow!
But I'm a gym rat. So we need to get that protein in. And one thing about me is I'm just a girl. I forget to eat. I don't get the protein intake I should be getting, but this is a cutesy little fun way to get that protein in. So let's get started. I don't know if you guys watched Lessons in Chemistry, but it's basically about this super smart girl. She ends up going on a cooking show after getting fired from a science facility. But we're gonna pull everything out and all the ingredients like how she would because I wanna cosplay as her real quick. So let me do this. First, you need your bowl, okay? And in that bowl, you're gonna need salt, honey, cinnamon powder, and you're going to need 2 ripe bananas. We're not gonna talk about why one is black and one is like not as, like she's still yellow. It's hard in these times to be letting my family remember to keep my bananas for me when I wanna make something with bananas. Then you're going to need protein powder. So muscle milk, I know people are gonna hate, some people are gonna be like, oh my god, it's the best thing ever. I have found that muscle milk protein powder is, I'm not sponsored. And anyway, come on now, I got 31 subscribers. Let me just yap real quick. Basically, muscle milk is really good for baking, and I think it's because of the consistency. So we are going to be using the vanilla one today. I think with this recipe, if you take the chocolate chips out of it, it would be good with the strawberry one or the chocolate one, depending what flavor profile you like, but that's for another time. Sorry guys, everyone's just hitting up the landline today. So the next thing you're gonna need is 2 eggs. We're just gonna leave that right there. And lastly, you need baking powder. I forgot the chocolate chips, but I'll go grab that later. Guys, I'm not no Betty Crocker, okay? I'm simply just a woman that has cravings, so I'm gonna forget things. This thing is not gonna be the cleanest ever, and am I gonna leave the dishes until the very last minute? Of course I am. I don't know who you think I am. So, let's get started. I would also like to preface this by saying this is not my recipe, okay? I am a TikTok girl. I got this from this lady right here who will be inserted when I get into my editing stage. But she's the one I got this recipe from. So I take no credit whatsoever because I just copy. Don't mind me. Okay, so the first step you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your 2 ripe bananas and you're just gonna peel them. I hope you wash your hands, by the way. Don't be stinky. And then you're gonna grab the other one. Oh, she is soft. But honestly though, the riper it is, the better it is for baking. So you really can't complain. And then you're just gonna mash them. Look at the color difference, oh my gosh.
Wow!
It should look like this. So the next thing you're gonna add is your honey. Technically, if you do look at the recipe, it says to use agave, but sorry guys, I'm not an agave fan. I'm a honey girl for life. So we're gonna use honey. If you don't have honey, you only have agave, switch it out. It's not a big deal. You're gonna pour that into the bananas. I also want to say that this is the only sugar that's going to go in to this aside from the chocolate chips, but the chocolate chips are optional. That's my own preference. So if you want to be as healthy as can be, this is the only sugar that's going to be going into these muffins. Scrape it out. And then after the bananas and after the honey, you're going to add your 2 eggs. Make sure. Oopsies. Don't be leaving no shells in there. Okay, we don't need that in our life. Okay, wash your hands. And then you're just gonna stir it some more. Make sure everything is nice and combined. Okay, so after all of that is nice and combined, the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna add your oats. And for this, you're gonna add 1.5 cups. And then after that, now is gonna be when you add your protein powder in. So the recipe calls for 2/3 cups. Perfect. And now you're gonna mix all, actually, no, we're just gonna get started. The next thing you're gonna do is you're just adding all your dry ingredients together. So the next thing is gonna be your baking powder, and it's gonna be 1 teaspoon. Make sure you level it, yeah. Don't be heaping, this isn't something to heap. And then next is gonna be a sprinkle of salt. It says black pepper, don't be putting black pepper in your muffins, okay? I live in an Asian household. You're just gonna find ingredients in containers that it shouldn't be in, okay? But we save here, we save. So a sprinkle of salt, actually, I kind of have a heavy hand. Maybe we shouldn't be shaking, or maybe we should just. The last thing you're gonna do before you start stirring is you're gonna put cinnamon powder. There is no definitive measurement for it. On the TikTok, it says measure with your heart, and hence my heavy hand. I just like to go 2 times over. Then after that, you're just gonna stir everything up again together. So everything should look combined like this. Now it's time for toppings. So realistically, you can use whatever you want. I think for this recipe, like, good toppings would be raisins, if you like raisins, walnuts, almonds maybe, but I'm simple. I just like chocolate chip. If you want to be healthy, use dark chocolate chips. We just don't buy that here, sorry. Like I said before, there's no definitive measurement. Measure with your heart. You know, we're just gonna use the whole bag, might as well, you know. We're gonna stir that in. It smells amazing. And this is what it should look like. Yay! Okay. Now it's time to put it in the cupcake tray, and we're gonna put it in the oven. And we're just gonna bake for 350. Start that up. And then we're gonna grab our cupcake liner tray thingy. And then I just pan it. And now you're just gonna start putting these in. I don't know what size this is, but I want to say it's 1.5. But if it's 2, like, that's a good size. 2 scoops. I think I put too much in this one. That's okay though, we'll figure it out. What does Bob Ross say? Happy little accidents. Sometimes if I have extra in the bowl, I'll just like even them out a little bit. And I'll flatten them so that I know like exactly which ones need extra. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm so hungry right now. Ta-da! Now we're just gonna wait for the oven to preheat, and then we're gonna pop them in.
5 minutes later.
Now that our oven is finally ready, we're just gonna go ahead and throw these in there for 15 to 17 minutes. This is when you watch it and wait for the magic to happen. It's time! Wow! So this is the final product. But anyways, I think that's it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. I love to bake, so there will probably be more of these type of videos. I'll leave the recipe down in the description, as well as the link to the original girl that made the recipe. And I'll also try to find the macros for it if you're into that. Don't count me on it because I'm probably just gonna go look on TikTok comments and see if someone else did the math for me. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!